Argentina in the house. We're live, baby. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. I'm your host, Dr. Kojo, checking in from the West Coast, and we're talking about autism and ADHD tonight. We are already streaming live on Instagram, which is a first because we never go live on Instagram, but we're going to decide to go live on Instagram today and check it out and see how the live stream feature works on Instagram. So I'm excited because not only do we have Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, we have Instagram as well. Danielle, I appreciate you, Danielle. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for being a huge fan. All right, so we're talking about 8 things that people with autism and ADHD underestimate. All right, so let me go ahead and get my list here. Let me get my list going. All right. Get my list going right here. Put it on the screen so that way I can easily just transfer it over. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, it says pause. Okay, all right. We're back on Instagram. Okay. All right, guys, go ahead and use the comment section to let me know where you all are checking in from if you're new here on this live stream, and we'll get going. I'll start with my beginning announcements, and then we'll get into the 8 things that people with autism and ADHD consistently underestimate. Okay? All right. Okay. Washington in the house, Brooklyn in the house. Okay. Good to see y'all. Sydney, Australia in the house. Very exciting. Very exciting. This is a good time for me to talk about my upcoming comedy shows. If you all are fans of the comedy, we have good news. We will be in Massachusetts this weekend. We're going to be at the Royal Comedy Club in Springfield, Massachusetts this Saturday night, July 25th. The very next day, we're going to be in Beverly, Massachusetts, July 26th at Off Cabot Comedy Club. All right. So once again, that's July the 25th to Saturday in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is pretty close to Hartford, Connecticut. So if you live in Hartford, you get a chance to come and see Dr. Kojo this weekend. We still have tickets available. The very next day, we're going to be in Beverly, Massachusetts at the Off Cabot Comedy Lounge. All right. Let's see. All right. If you leave spam comments, you will be blocked. Most platforms, we don't really have a lot of spam. On Instagram, we're having a lot of spam, which might be why I don't go live on Instagram often. But we will stay live on Instagram because we have some OGs, I'm sure, who want to keep up with the show and the show on Instagram. Atlanta in the house, Las Vegas in the house. Okay. How exciting. How are you feeling about the shows? I feel very good about the shows. I'm excited to get out to Massachusetts this weekend and to meet my neurodivergent family. It's a lot of neurodivergence in Massachusetts. I know it. I can just feel it. I can sense it from over here. So I'm excited to get to see my neurodivergent family this weekend in Massachusetts. July 25th, Springfield, Massachusetts at the Roar Comedy Club. The very next day, we're going to be in Beverly, Massachusetts at Off Cabot. And for people who want the other dates, after that, we're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas this Saturday. Oh, not this Saturday. In a couple of Saturdays from now, we're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Nut House. That's the name of the comedy club, the Nut House. All right. Then August 14th, we're going to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. August 16th, we're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama. September 11th, we're going to be in Detroit, Michigan. September 17th, we're going to be in Chandler, Arizona. September 23rd, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. September 24th, we're going to be in Columbus, Ohio. September 30th, we're going to be in Virginia Beach, Virginia. October 1st, we're going to be in Richmond, Virginia. So that's what we have going on. And I'm very excited to bring you these comedy shows. Indiana in the house, Houston in the house, Texas in the house. I appreciate your attention. Those of y'all who are on TikTok, I appreciate the attention. No Georgia dates yet, but I would love to get a show going on in Georgia. So I just want to mention that. No Georgia dates yet, but I'd love to get a show going on in Georgia. All right, guys. We're discussing 8 things that people with autism and ADHD underestimate. All right. So 8 things 8 AuDHDers underestimate. Number one. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get right on into it. Number one, things that people with autism and ADHD underestimate. How much energy masking actually costs. All right. How much energy masking actually costs. I don't think we really understand how much energy masking costs. Matt, good to see you and congratulations on the job. God is the greatest. Being employed is a good look on you. And Meg on Instagram says burnout. Yes, burnout is inevitable and it's coming for you, especially if you mask a lot without giving yourself any time to recharge. You got to recharge. All right. You have to recharge. Masking costs a lot of energy. This is why a lot of us who have autism, ADHD, we tend to be fine Monday through Friday, but then something interesting happens on Saturday and Sunday when we have no responsibilities or we don't have to go to work. What happens is we tend to crash out and we burn out, and you can spend all day on Saturday just recovering. Honestly, you can spend all day on Saturday recovering from the week because you underestimated how much of a toll the masking took on you. It can take a lot out of you. And Mac asks, how do you know if you're masking? Sometimes you don't. If it's become so embedded into who you are, and after you mask for so long, that kind of becomes your public persona. That's who you present to the public. So you forget who you actually are. But the masking comes at a cost. Obviously, the masking also allows us to, have a job. It allows you to put up with people. So now you can have friends and relationships, and you have a lot of social benefits that come with masking. But it can cost you a lot of energy, and you don't really realize the toll of how much the masking costs you until Saturday rolls around. Saturday is really what's going to tell us how much of a cost we're paying. You don't know Monday because that's the beginning of the week. You don't know Tuesday. Wednesday, you start to feel a little bit. Thursday, we're getting to the end of the week. We're pushing. We're trying our best. Friday, that's why that's why we have the phrase TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, because you get to Friday and you're like, oh, thank God, thank God. And then you get to Saturday and you just crash. Ray on Instagram says, yeah, after church, I have to take like a 3-hour nap because of how much I have to mask. And that's one thing that I recommend every neurodivergent have. Have yourself, I was going to say a Merry Little Christmas, but now have yourself at least one day out of the week where you can do nothing. This is not only self-maintenance and self-love, but this is how you have energy to deal with people the very next week. You need at least one day a week where you do nothing. One day a week where you do nothing. And if on this nothing day you want to hang out with friends or you want to be spontaneous and you want to do something, that's fine. That's cool. But give yourself at least one day out of the week where you do nothing. You can do something on your nothing day, but you shouldn't plan to do anything on that nothing day, if that makes sense. It's your nothing day. This is the day that you're recharging. So you plan nothing on your nothing day, okay? So it's very difficult to do nothing, all right? And Shell on TikTok says, I'm almost 60. I'm tired of being around people. It took you 6 decades to become tired of being around people? You hung in there for quite some time. Mickey Ficky. All right, number 2. Things people with autism and ADHD underestimate. Number 2, we underestimate how much your environment affects your brain. And Mikey's come to the show this weekend. Mikey, I can't wait to see you and whoever you come to the show with this weekend. It's going to be awesome. So I will see you in Massachusetts this weekend. Once again, guys, that's July 25th, Springfield, Massachusetts, July 26th, Beverly, Massachusetts, And can't wait to see y'all. But number two, if you have autism, ADHD, there's a good chance that you likely underestimate how much your environment affects your brain. One thing that I have tried to do unsuccessfully, and now I know this lesson, so I can come and tell y'all, I've tried to outwork my environment. You're not going to outwork your environment. You just will not outwork your environment. It's not possible. And there are some people, let's just play devil's advocate. There are some people out there who are not in the best environments, and they're still able to be productive, and they still are able to get all their things done, and then some. Assume that you are not that person, okay? Especially if you have autism, ADHD. Just assume that you are not that person, to be on the safe side. Leilani, how are you? Leilani is our moderator checking in from New York City. All right? Assume that you are not this person. Your environment is going to dictate your success. It really will. And it could be as big as the people that you hang out with and who you're constantly being inspired by, or it could just be the way your home is set up. If you have ADHD, you need to see the things that you are going to interact with at the house. Because if you don't see something, you won't know that it exists. So if you struggle to drink water and you have ADHD, it's probably a good idea to have a water bottle around where you can actually see it. Of course, there's nothing in here, right? But if you struggle to drink water, having a water bottle around will serve as a visual cue. And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I do need to drink some water today. Because we can go all day without drinking water. We can get to 4 or 5 p.m. and realize that we haven't had any water. And it's not until your biceps, your triceps, your leg, you're having those cramps, and then like you're having muscle spasms. You're like, why is my body just freaking out? It's because you haven't had any water. You gotta have some water. You need that water. You need that water. You gotta have water. You gotta have water. All right. Yeah. This bottle is from CVS. Shout out to CVS, the greatest pharmacy in the world. CVS is my go-to for my pharmaceutical needs. CVS. Leilani, I'm doing good. Started a little late today. Had to iron out some things with my mom, make sure mom's is good. So yeah, a little late today, and it cut into my live stream time. But I'm happy that I get to go live. Any day that I get to go live on the designated day and not delay it, it makes me feel good. It made me feel real good. It made me feel real good. Tiffany says, refilling the water bottle is my paralysis. Why do we forget to hydrate? Because we don't have the water bottles around us. If you don't have the water in front of you, you won't drink anything. You need the water in front of you. Put the water in plain sight to where you can see it. You need the water around you. I keep 3 or 4 around the house and use the flavoring packets to encourage myself to drink water. I love this. I also do that as well. I use the flavoring packets to help me get some water in. This is one of my, it's been a go-to trick of mine because I don't like the taste. Well, water has no taste, but I like to enhance the flavor. So that way I'm a bit more excited to drink water because you need water to sustain life. So whether you like it or not, you need water. And Bridget says, I don't drink because then I know I'll have to pee. Well, if you don't drink water and you don't pee, your kidneys will not work the way that you want it to work. So you can't opt out of drinking water, unfortunately. And Hot Flush says, definitely get the cramps and spasms. And the body has a funny way of reminding you that it needs attention. I've had this. I had this last week actually, where my tricep, and it wasn't a day where I had done upper body, but my tricep was like pulsating, and like I'm like, why is my body like freaking out? Oh, because you haven't had enough water, Kojo. Get some water. Get some water and get something to eat. And actually, speaking of water, let me go get some water right now. Somebody dropped the magic word in the chat, so we can get some water. Somebody dropped the magic word in the chat. I'm gonna give me some water. I'm gonna give me some water. Okay. Florida water, Florida water, Florida water. You know I told ya. KK. Florida water, Florida water. That's an old Young Thug song. We have one person who likes water, Leilani. Weird. That's weird. You like water? It's crazy, you like water. That's crazy. Water break, yes. All right, cheers, y'all. This is what this is how I drink, water to get the day started. But you can only have 2 of these packets a day because they have what? L-theanine, ashwagandha, magnesium glycinate, vitamin D3, which are all things that are good for your brain if you have autism and ADHD. So I haven't gotten around to making the TikTok shop videos about this product, but I need to because I use it every day. Every day and every night we'll be together with a roof right over our head. You like water? All right. Somebody says, y'all need to try the Calypso sugar-free lemonade flavors. That already sounds good to me. You said sugar-free? Yeah. Yes, your comments are visible. KK. Florida water. All right, let's get some water in. Somebody asked me, you have any bulking tips? Yeah. Be mindful of how much protein you take in. Taking more protein than you think you need. Aim for your body weight in protein in terms of grams. And hydrate, obviously, get your fiber in, but also lift heavy weights. If you want to bulk up, you got to lift heavy weights. So lift heavy weights. Oh, guys, this one right here, this next one is so real that it makes me want to end the live stream right here and I could end the live stream with this right here. Literally, this next one is just too real. I do take medications, and I've been very open about that. I'm a medication taking person. Things people with autism and ADHD underestimate. This one's too personal right here. How long tasks really take? Guys, this is the story of my life. This is the story of my life. Underestimating how long something actually takes. Then I overbook myself. And then when I realize I can't get anything done, I shut down. And then I offload everything that I had planned for today to tomorrow. And now tomorrow, I'm dealing with tomorrow's problems. And I'm also dealing with today's problems. And I'm dealing with yesterday's problems. And then I become overwhelmed and I do nothing. And I start to feel bad about myself. And then my self-esteem goes in the gutter. And then we do nothing for a little bit. And then we get re-inspired again. And then when we get re-inspired, we say, okay, all right, I'm going to turn my life around this weekend. This weekend, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But then I forget that these tasks all take time. And on top of that, in between the tasks, it takes time to transition from thing 1 to thing 2. And I struggle with transitions. So I end up running out of time, and then the cycle continues itself. And then it just goes over and over and over and over and over. Awful. Awful, 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 awful. Mickey Ficky. Boston in the house. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday. Miss Catholic, I will see you this Sunday at Off Cabot in Beverly, Massachusetts. I appreciate you. I got to hydrate with confidence. So, guys, things always take longer than you expect, okay? Just as a rule of thumb, things take longer than you expect. So if you think something will take you an hour and you have autism and ADHD, just go ahead and set aside 3 hours for that task. It sounds crazy, but you just do it. Because that way you'll be surprised instead of disappointed. It's better to be surprised that something didn't take as long as you thought it would take, as opposed to being disappointed that you couldn't get this task done in an hour. So always give yourself more time than you expect to get a task done. This will literally save your life. It will save your life. And this is coming from a very deep and personal place. Lisa says time blindness on TikTok. Yes, we struggle to conceptualize time. That's the ADHD part of autism, ADHD. We struggle to conceptualize time. So we think 5 minutes is the same as 30, and it's not. It's not. Ooh, Catherine Monet has a great tip that I want to read out from TikTok. It says, OMG, I saw a tip when going somewhere. Put it in the Google Maps while you're getting ready so you'll know when to leave. I love this. I love this. I don't know. I never thought about this. Put it in the Google Maps. I'm gonna try this tomorrow. You got to go to work. You wake up and you're like, okay, I got like an hour to get to work. I got 90 minutes to get to work. No, put the address to work in your phone the moment you wake up so you can see, okay, all right, if I leave now, I get there this time. If I leave in 10 minutes, I get there this time. If I leave in 20 minutes, I see a traffic is building up. I better get going now. I better hop out the bed, turn my swag on, take a shower, put some lotion on, grab my keys, and get going. I gotta go now. That's a fantastic tip. That's why I love y'all so much, because I never thought about that. That's a fantastic tip. That's a tip. I do that days before the plan ahead. Stephanie, there's nothing wrong with planning ahead. There's nothing wrong. And that might be the autism component, which wants to plan ahead. There's nothing wrong with planning ahead. Ooh, this one right here. 8 things people with autism and ADHD underestimate. Number 4, you underestimate how much recovery you need after socializing. Ashley, who's a neurodivergent baddie, checking in. Ashley, what's up? What's up? Guys, after you socialize with people, you need some time to recover. Okay, if you are truly a part of this community, like if you live and breathe autism, ADHD, if you really about that life for real, if you about it, you need some time to recover after socializing with people. So before you go and you get excited and you plan events on back-to-back days, think to yourself, I know how I get after I hang out with friends. My soul is full and I feel so wonderful. And it's the best feeling ever to hang out with friends. But afterwards, I get tired. I get low-key depressed by how much energy is taken out of me. It takes a lot out of you. Look, if you're really about this lifestyle, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you. So you can plan back-to-back nights with friends, but maybe recharge in between. Like give yourself an hour or two the second day to really just catch your breath and just recover. Just recover. Lauren, good to see you. Lauren from Alaska. Aliana says, has anyone ever told you they feel personally attacked by your videos? Oh no, a lot of people have said that because they're truly a part of this community. So if you're really a part of this community, you feel some of what I talk about in the videos. You feel it. Jackpot says, I need 2 to 5 days after I get outside. Hey, it'll take us some time. When I'm done socializing, I need 2 to 3 days to recover. And guys, this is one of the telltale signs that you are neurodivergent and undiagnosed. The older you get, you should be paying attention to your body. Really ask yourself, how much time do I need to get back to equilibrium after a good hangout? Ask yourself that. And when you get to the bottom of that answer, you will think twice before planning so many things in a short amount of time. If you're really a card-carrying member of this society, you need at least a day to recover, more than likely 2. And this is why people who work 5 days a week, you find it hard to have a social life. And sometimes when you work for so long and you don't have a social life, what ends up happening is depression. Depression comes for you because now you're sad that you can't spend time with family members and friends because you're working Monday through Friday. Then you use those 2 days on the weekend to recover. And if you have a 3-day weekend, like a holiday weekend, all right, now I get to hang out with friends on the 4th of July, but I needed the Friday and Saturday, or the Friday, yeah, Friday and Saturday to really wind down, recharge, like rest up from the week. And then I can hang out with you on Sunday. We have to plan our hangouts. You may have to send a Google Calendar link to a friend to hang out. You may have to make a reservation to hang out when you become an adult. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna hang out with David and Mike this weekend. I gotta fly to Atlanta, or we have to meet up in Chicago." Or we're adults now. Whether we like it or not, we are adults now. Oh, we're adults now. Oh my goodness. I'm a solo parent and get very little recovery. It really wears on me. I'm on leave from work. Well, Kimbo Slice, the good news is that now that you're on leave from work, you can recharge. But developing a system or creating a system that will allow you to have recovery time in the midst of you working will be what's sustainable. And that's what you want to do. Silver asks a really good question. What do you guys do to unwind after a long day of socializing? Ooh. Woo. For me, after a long day of socializing, what I do to recover is I play video games. I may scroll on TikTok, but more than likely I'll be watching a YouTube video or playing video games or going on a long, long, long walk with my dog. But anything that doesn't take a lot of mental effort is how I unwind after a long day of socializing, because I don't want to have to use my brain. Because if you're talking to somebody, I mean, unless they're like, your spouse of 10 years, like after you've been with somebody for a long time, you can let them know with a certain look, like, hey, I love you, but can we just, like, I shut up and you shut up for a little bit? It's that's the advantage to having people that know you. Millennial Dad, good to see you. I'm AuDHD and I always feel like a big doing adult stuff. I'm 42 with a family. Yeah, we're adults now, guys. We are adults now. My favorite game right now, I'm addicted to a game called MLB The Show, which I would not recommend to anybody because this game is very addicting, and I've spent more money than I'd like to admit on buying certain cards and players, and I still get beat by middle schoolers on the game, and the players are just too good. And when, like, people don't understand that when you're 30 and over and you're playing video games, you're not playing to be like the most competitive. I'm just playing to have a good time. I'm playing to unwind after a long day of saving lives and writing prescriptions and writing jokes. I'm just playing to have a good time. These middle schoolers are playing to kill me. They're trying to kill me. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to beat me 19-2. And on this game, if you get down by a lot, something that's called a mercy rule happens. So if I'm losing 10-0 in the third inning, the game will cut off and say, you have been mercy ruled. So these youngsters, they're trying to kill me. They're trying to embarrass me. And I'm just trying to hop in the game so I can get some peace and some rest. But these middle schoolers and these young kids, they're out for blood. So I would not recommend MLB The Show or just a lot of these video games, because I'm an unk now, so I'm not that good at the games. Like I have to retire from the games, and I won't. I'm gonna hop back on it later on this weekend. I'm not on this weekend, but maybe next week I'll get back on the game. Just looking to have a good time, just an old, washed up 33-year-old just looking to have a good time, and the kids are gonna, they're gonna beat me up and then clip it and put it on YouTube for views. Springfield, Massachusetts this weekend, this Saturday. Cannot wait to see y'all. This is going to be so good. Ooh, this next one right here. Ooh, number five. Things that people with autism and ADHD underestimate. How often sensory overload changes your mood? How often sensory overload changes your mood? And yeah, Leilani, those little kids, like they beat you on the game and then they talk their shit for real. Those little kids don't care. They don't care. The kids don't care. How often sensory overload changes your mood? Guys, one of the most impressive abilities you can possess is the ability to stay in a good mood even when you have no reason to. Can you stay in a good mood when everything is going bad? When you wake up and you're late for work and you got a flat tire and you stepped in a puddle of water with a fresh pair of socks, and then you realize that you slept in your contacts last night. On top of that, you realize that you forgot to brush your teeth last night and you didn't wear your retainers. On top of that, you left the chicken out. You left the meat out. So now the food that you got from the restaurant last night that you're going to eat today is no longer good. So now you have no meal to eat at lunch today. You're running late, so you can't eat breakfast. You stepped in a puddle of water, so now you're pissed off. You have to go get a new fresh pair of socks. Then you got a flat tire, so you have to call AAA to fix your car. You call your boss to let them know that you're having the worst morning ever, and you're running late. You show up to work about 3 hours late. On this day, this morning from hell, can you keep your mood upright? Now, the average person, neurodivergent or not, the average person is probably going to say no. Like, that's a lot happening in one morning. Think of all that I just mentioned right there. Take somebody who has autism, ADHD. Something happening that sends them into sensory overload. It can mimic the morning that I just described. So let's say you wake up in the morning and your neighbors are playing loud music and it throws you off and you wake up 30 minutes early. That can leave you in a funky mood until 5 p.m. So now your coworkers are asking, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And sometimes when people ask you if you're okay, you're kind of okay. So you're like, yeah, I'm fine. But then they keep asking you, you don't look like you're okay. Are you okay? And now it's like, all right, you have continued to ask me if I'm okay or not. Now I'm actually pissed off. Now I actually want to fight you. Because I wasn't okay, but I was lying to say that I was okay with the hope that I would get to feeling okay. But now you keep asking me if I'm okay. Now I'm pissed off. Now I want to fight you. I saw that the wet socks, right? The wet socks by itself can throw you off. Or let's say you're in the car, you're driving to work, and you realize that you wore the wrong shirt. And you can tell you wore the wrong shirt because you can feel the tags at the back. On your neck, your lower neck, you can feel the tags. You're like, oh no, I wore this shirt. I was supposed to throw this shirt out. Like, this shirt is so, like, it makes me feel so bad. And like, I'm itching and it's like touching my skin. Now you have two options. You can turn back around and get a different shirt and be late to work. Or you can go to work and thug it out. But we underestimate how often sensory overload changes our mood. And this is very important for you to, articulate to the people in your life. Whether it's your friends, your homeboys, your homegirls, your partner, your spouse, whoever. It's important for them to know that at the drop of a dime, you can go from being happy to being pissed off. And some people will say that's bipolar. That's not bipolar. Bipolar is, having like depressive episode or a manic episode, like a sustained, state. Going from super happy to pissed off. That's what we call a mood swing. And those rapid mood swings can come from sensory overload. Bright lights, or this is very relatable right here. Darrell says, I don't like to be bothered too much at work nor at home. For people like Darrell, it's very important that he has people in his circle who understand this. You have to get this point across to the people in your life, especially people who just come into your life. Like let's say Darrell meets a girl at the country club, or Darrell meets a girl at the grocery store. He's vibing with her, everything is all good and chill, and you see each other a couple times a week. You're having a great time, and you're at that point where it's time to be upfront about yourself. And like, you probably should do that in the beginning, but now you reach this point where you could actually be yourself. So now you're not laughing at all the small jokes. Like, you're gonna actually be yourself and tell this person who you are. It's very important early on in this situation or whatever it is to let the other person know, hey, I don't like to be bothered too much when I'm at home. So yeah, we went out to dinner, we had a good time, but now I'm back at home. I don't like to be bothered that much at home. So when we get to the house, it's normal for me to sit in silence for 30 minutes, an hour and a half before I have anything to say. So don't feel like I'm mad at you. I just have nothing to say. Likewise, it's helpful to communicate this to your coworkers. Hey, I'm not in the bad mood. Just when I wake up in the morning, I don't have anything to say. If I have something to say, I'll let you know. Like, if I can think of something that I have to tell you, I will tell you. But if I have nothing to say, I have nothing to say. So don't ask me if I'm pissed off. I just have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts this Saturday. This Saturday, 4 days from now, I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts at the Roar Comedy Club. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you. I'll be laughing a few minutes later that I'm ready to go to my safe space and get off the phone. No, it's very important to know what your triggers are. It's very important to know what your triggers are. Nothing wrong with taking some time out to really figure out, like, what are my triggers? Like, you really want to know that. And when you're neurodivergent, you'll have days where you're if you're neurodivergent, you'll have days where you'll be on the phone, you'll be laughing. Oh my gosh, Ellie, that's so funny. Okay, yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later. Talk to you later. All right. Okay. And sometimes you don't know what happened that made your mood switch. But sometimes maybe just the fact that you've been talking for too long, you're like, you know what? I ran out of words. Like, sometimes I'll be happy. I'll be in the middle of a conversation with somebody. I'll be having a great time. And then I'll just run out of words. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm and sometimes I hate myself for it, but I'll just be done. I'll be having the best conversation, or sometimes it happens in person. I'll be having the best convo with somebody, and it's like, yeah, like, oh yeah, we'll watch the game, yeah. And then halfway through, like, it can be mid sentence. I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. What you about to get into? Like, yeah. Like, you know what? I gotta get going. I gotta get the dog out. Oh, the dog's been at home for like 6 hours, and I don't want the dog to pee inside, so I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Because when you're over it, you're just over it. You're just over it. It happens so fast. It happens so fast. You're just over it, straight up. Yeah. Sometimes I do feel bad for running out of social battery, but it's like, hey, I mean, the social battery is very limited. There's only so much you can do. Oh, guys, this next one right here. These are just too it's too personal. Things people with autism and ADHD underestimate: how much sleep affects your executive functioning. All right. When I was younger, I I was able to go on very little sleep. I learned how to study throughout the night. I mean, I had to get through school. I spent the majority of my 20s in school. So I learned how to get by with little to no sleep. The older I've gotten, I realized how important sleep is. When you're an adult, one night of poor sleep will throw off your whole week. I remember a couple of months ago, I think it was like in December or January, I played the I played video games with the fellas. We were on Madden. I played from like 10 p.m. to like 5 a.m. Ghost, good to see you. I played from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It was one of those throwback nights like I would do in middle school, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It was on a weekend, like nobody had work or anything like that. It was on like a Friday night, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. When I tell you that it took me 2.5 weeks to get my sleep schedule back right, it took me almost 3 weeks to get back to feel like my sleep cycle was normal. One night of staying up, it threw me off. One night can throw off your whole month, guys. And you're not operating at your max capacity. You're tired. You're making mistakes. If you're going to be low on sleep, make sure that the very next day you have a low cognitive load. So if it's a day that you got 3-4 hours of sleep, all right, cool. But hopefully it's a day where you don't have to do a lot of thinking. Some days we don't have to think that much. It's, like we can kind of escape through the day, go through the motions. And other days we really need our brains. It's not a good idea to be, on a day where you need your brain and you didn't get that much sleep last night. You gotta get sleep, guys. You gotta get sleep. You cannot cheat sleep. I wish you could. I wish if we were functional off of 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep, I'd be so happy. Like if God made our bodies to where we only need 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep, I would take that. Just give me a little nap and I'm right back to work. I like work. I'm ready. I'm good to go. I don't need no more sleep. Unfortunately, we need a good 6, 7, 8. Some people 9, 10 hours of sleep. And yes, Buddy makes a great point. Stimulants will not replace lost sleep. This is the great ADHD trap. Stimulants will not replace lost sleep. You need sleep. You need sleep. Yesterday, I slept an hour and I was all over the place. Oh, look, we've had some of those days where you sleep for an hour, 2 hours. Like it wasn't the best sleep at all. That next day, if you have anything to do that's important, you'd be better off pushing it off. Honestly, you'd be better off pushing it off because, yeah. Yeah, you need to sleep. I think it goes without saying. You need to sleep. You need your sleep. Number seven. Things people with autism and ADHD underestimate. How much decision fatigue you're carrying. Guys, we have to do a lot of things on manual mode. That's one of the hardest parts about being neurodivergent. Things that people do automatically, you have to think about it. And when you think about it in small, little steps. Oh, I gotta take a shower. Taking a shower is not just taking a shower. All right, I gotta go find the towel. Now I need to make sure that I have enough soap for the shower. Okay, all right, cool. Let me make sure I have some underwear and like the new clothes to change out into. All right, cool. Bet I have that. All right, now while I'm in the shower, let me floss my teeth and brush my teeth because it's so hard for me to floss and brush my teeth. All right, cool. So I have to get that as well. Then when you take a shower and you get out, then you have to also use a towel, wipe down. Then you have to put the lotion on your body. And then you have to put the clothes back on. Right? Now, I mean, if you want to walk around the house and you want to be free balling like that, you can free ball if you want to. Like right now, it's just me and my dog in the crib. My dog has seen me naked before. All right. So if I'm free balling around the house, my dog is not going to be upset. I can free ball like this. But if I have to go outside and take care of an errand or go back to the car, okay, well, it's not advisable to free ball outside. You want to wear something. So now we got to put on some clothes. There's so much decision fatigue that comes with having to make all these isolated single decisions. So that's why if you can create a system where things are somewhat autopilot for you as a person who has autism, ADHD, it's going to help you out. It's going to really help you out. Buddy says us AuDHD folks will starve because of decision fatigue. Facts. We will sit there because we don't know what to eat because nothing looks good. In fact, I may have this problem tonight. I mean, I got some, factor meals that I can eat. Normally, I would have some Chipotle. I may get Chipotle later on. But right now, nothing sounds. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some Chipotle. I ain't gonna lie. Nothing sounds good right now. Honestly, nothing sounds good. So I gotta figure out something because I can't not eat. I gotta eat. All the heavy weights I lift, I'm gonna pass out if I don't eat. I gotta eat. Mickey Ficky. So the decision fatigue is definitely something with us. Decision fatigue. Ola, you too? You too? You had a hard time figuring out what to eat today? Lade, what's going on? Lade from Nashville. Good to see you. Good to see you. Imagine being a high school math teacher and all the decisions being made in addition to this doing algebra. Thank God we're not. Yeah. Thank God I'm not having to take algebra anymore. Algebra is kicking my butt. Oh, I'm gonna go with the Chipotle bowl. And I don't know why it took so long to answer. I said, ooh, knowing good and well, I was gonna go with the bowl. I never get the burrito. Give me a good Chipotle bowl, and my order at Chipotle is always the same. I get the same exact order. Give me the white rice, no beans, double chicken, a little bit of queso, a little bit of the medium sauce, and then sprinkle it with some corn. Not too much, but sprinkle it with some corn, and then sprinkle it with some lettuce on there. And then I also every now and then will get the chips with the guac. If I'm big hungry, I'm gonna get the large chips with the guac. Then I'm gonna give me a Diet Coke. I get it in the large because the large is just a few cents more expensive than the regular. So that's my Chipotle order, and it's always a bowl. Lay says I was with you until the queso. Now look, I don't always get the queso with the order, but the queso is like a nice little. It's a nice little twist to it. It gives it like a little kick. It gives a little kick to it. So try a queso. It's a little kick. I'll get the queso, and then the girl will be like, "It's a little extra. Are you sure?" I'm like, yeah, put the queso on there. Put the queso on there. It give it that little kick. That little kick. Alexia says, "I love Diet Coke. Diet Coke is a staple. Diet Coke is a staple." Zo, did you fart? Goddamn. My dog fart like a human. Goddamn. The chips in the queso. Oh, you dip your chips in queso. Ah. Oh. Oh, I never thought about that. I never thought to dip my chips in the queso. I think you put me on. I think you put me on now. Someone says try guac, half guacamole and half thick yogurt. I'm about to throw up thinking about that. Disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. Half guacamole and half thick yogurt. Yeah, Danielle, I'm not doing that. Danielle on Instagram, I'm not doing that. That's disgusting. Half guacamole, half thick yogurt. Nah. As one of my cousins would say when she was growing up, she couldn't say disgusting, so she would say disgusting. So that's why I think about guacamole with yogurt. That's very disgusting. Disgusting. Someone says, where did the old girl go? Guys, they're skits now. They're skits. And y'all guys are acting like I kicked Emily out. This just makes the storyline better. Because when Emily comes back in the skits, people are going to be like, oh, he got his old girl back. Give me some time to let these storylines cook, y'all. People keep saying, where's Emily? Relax. Give me some time to cook. I'm cooking. It takes time to make a good meal. Let me cook now. Let me cook now, all right? Let me cook. Daddy's cooking. Daddy's in the kitchen, all right? Let me cook. Someone says you need a brown girl. Girl. Gorl. Well, we have an actress who's black, and she was in the skits, but then Tyler Perry took her. She's been doing a lot of Tyler Perry movies and a lot of bigger roles. So Tyler Perry stole my girl, or one of my girls. Lavita, how are you? But yeah, hopefully we can get that actress back. She's great, but she's booking bigger roles now, so I'm happy for her. All right. In the future, get an Indian girl. Hey, shoot, you never know. You never know. We may have an Indian girl in the skits. That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. The moment y'all get used to the new one, I'm gonna flip it on y'all. So give me some time to cook. Give me some. Steven says Tyler Perry presents. Tyler Perry stole my girl. No, Tyler Perry did. He stole her. Tyler Perry stole her. Tyler Perry stole her. But yes, I would like to get all kinds of ethnicities in and make the skits more diverse. So that actually is a goal of mine. It actually is a goal of mine, and I do believe that true representation does matter. Get some storylines going. All right, number 8. Things that people with autism and ADHD underestimate: how much your nervous system needs predictability. All right. I saw your girl. Your nervous system, when it's able to anticipate things, it smiles. You make your nervous system very happy when you have a routine. If you do the same thing every single day, if you have a boring life, your nervous system is very happy. The more regulation you can bring to your life, the better. And I think we all know this, but we underestimate how important predictability is. Predictability and routine. It's actually a requirement for us. Predictability and routine. If you have that, your nervous system will smile at you. It's going to be happy. It's going to be happy. All right? Predictability, routine, predictability, routine, predictability, routine. If you know what's coming next. All right, so now I don't know what type of students y'all were, and this is a judgment-free zone, but in middle school, every now and then I would cheat on tests. I ain't going in safe space. I cheat on tests, and we would cheat with a TI-83 calculator. So I have friends who were smarter than me, and they would put the answers on the calculator. So I'd be in the back of the classroom, and I'd be, using the calculator to do my math problems. And it looked like I was doing the work, but I actually was like, look at the answers in the calculator, because there's a way you could program the answers to the calculator. So whenever I had the answers to the test, my confidence was sky high. I was at peace. I was calm because I had the answers to the test. And then I was so calm that I would act confused every now and then, because look, when you're cheating, guys, cheating takes more effort than actually studying. I promise you. Cheating takes more effort than actually studying. Like, I was so paranoid when I was cheating, because I was like, what if the teacher catches me cheating and like I get an F? Like, I was so paranoid. So in order to throw off the teacher, I would have the calculator like this. And then every now and then I would look confused because I didn't want to look too confident, because I had the answers. So my nervous system was I was super regulated. I felt so good because I had the answers. So every now and then I'll have to just kind of like throw off the teacher. I'll be like, and then I'll take the pencil and I'd be like this. Knowing good and well I had the answers to the test, and I'm in the back just acting so confused, and I'm like, and then I'll look at the calculator, make sure nobody's looking at me. I write the answers down, and then I'll wait for a couple of kids to turn in the test, And then I would go and I would turn in my test to the teacher, hand it in, and I would say, I did my best. I did my best. Like, I did what I could. And then I'll come to school the next week on Monday, and the teacher would say, guys, I'm going to read the highest test scores. The teacher would read like, Teacher would say, oh, wow. Looks like the high score, Kojo. Kojo got a 96. And the whole class would clap for me. Yeah, Kojo. And then I'll act surprised. And mind you, I had the answers to the test. So I missed 2 questions on purpose, because if you get 100, that's suspicious, right? So it takes all this mental work. So I'll miss 2 questions on purpose. So that way, you don't want to get 100. That's too obvious. So the teacher would be like, oh, Cody, you got 96. I'd be like, guys, yeah, I did what I could. I did what I could. I tried my best, and hard work pays off. The whole time I just cheated on the test. I had the answers on the TI-83. I cheated. So because I knew the answers ahead of time, I was just I was so calm. I had 0 test anxiety. You get like the bubble guts and like you have to use the restroom on yourself. I had zero test anxiety because I had the answers to the test. If you have the same routine every single day, that's like having the answers to the test. Your nervous system can relax because we know what's going to come next. When you do different things, you have a morning routine where you start at 8:45, sometimes you start at noon, sometimes you start at 6 o'clock, and you're just all over the place. Your body doesn't know what's coming next. So you're in a state of confusion. You want to give yourself time to do the same thing every single morning, every single night. If you can do that, it'll help. It will help. And that probably is why I enjoy comedy. My inner child still enjoys the applause. Like, I would go to great lengths. I would even cheat on the test. I hate to admit it, but not proud to say it, but I'm man enough to admit it. Bubble guts is crazy. Someone says 2 wives, by the way. Oh, y'all act like I'm the one who has 2 wives. Come on now. Where did the other girl go? Guys, I'm cooking. Let me cook the storyline. How old is your youngest inner child? About 7. King Push says, we both have 2 wives. Yeah. So it says, you ain't cheating. You ain't trying. Guys, man, I love y'all. I got more than 2 wives. Patrick, don't blow my cover. And these are just skits, but y'all know that if y'all see me, and y'all know that if you see me in public with a woman on Tuesday and a different woman on Thursday, we have too much fun over here. I learned that I need alarms on my phone to keep me guided throughout the day. I do this as well, actually. I do use multiple alarms, and it helps. Bella says, I support a good roster. The mascot for Polynesians. I represent the Polynesians everywhere. Shout out to them. But I mean, for real, people who have rosters, like, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot. And also, this economy doesn't lend itself to having a roster. But hey, whatever floats your boat, or find your lost remote. All right, guys. This Saturday, I will be in Springfield, Massachusetts, 8:30 p.m. at the Royal Comedy Club. I cannot wait to get back on stage. We had a gap in the tour, and that gap was needed. I had to handle life responsibilities. I survived car crash. I was eating pizza in my car. Somebody hit me in the back, and I survived it. I had to handle life a little bit. So I'm so happy to be back on stage. I'm happy to be alive, to be on stage. So I returned to stage this Saturday, Springfield, Massachusetts, at the Royal Comedy Club. The very next day, we're going to be in Beverly, Massachusetts, July 26th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The next week, or 2 weeks after that, we'll be in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Nut House, August the 8th. That's a Saturday. Next show, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, August the 14th on this Friday. August 16th on a Sunday, we're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama. September 11th, we're going to be in Detroit, Michigan. That's a Friday. September 17th, we're in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a Thursday. The 23rd of September, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. 24th of September, we're going to be in Columbus, Ohio. 30th of September, we're going to be in Virginia Beach, Virginia. October 1st, we're going to be in Richmond, Virginia. December 3rd, we're going to be in San Diego, California. And those are the comedy show dates that we have listed up. Bunny accident, but I'm good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So, how are you? Wow, how I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you on Instagram. Meg, good to see you. Jornay, we already did Nashville. We had 2 sold-out shows in Nashville earlier this year. That was May 31st. And that was a highlight of my tour. Or one of the highlights. I had such a good time in Nashville. And I cannot wait to come back. I cannot wait to come back to Nashville. No Chicago or Milwaukee. We already did Chicago. We did Chicago on the 18th of June. So last month. We did New York on June 11th. Guys, the show is underway. These shows are like I've been promoting my high knee off. I've been trying my best to promote, so I try. I feel like I told y'all, like to the best of my knowledge, trying to survive the heat in Florida. How well, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Okay. All right. I do have to call my mom back and handle something. The older you get, you realize that your parents become the kids and you are the parent. So I'm raising 2 parents right now. And it's a little stressful, but hey, this is what I gotta do. I gotta raise my parents. I gotta help them out. So let me call my mom back. The next live stream will be on Thursday. Thursday, and then Friday I fly out to Massachusetts. My goodness, time is going fast. All right, next live stream, y'all. Thursday, 9 o'clock New York time, 8 o'clock Nashville time, 7 o'clock Phoenix time, 6 o'clock Los Angeles time, 5 p.m. Alaska time, 4 p.m. Hawaii time, 2 a.m. United Kingdom time. That's going to be this Thursday night, the next live stream. So I will see you all then. Until then, I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Try and get some rest. And Leilani, I appreciate that. Thank you for the safe travels. We'll do our best to be safe on the road and to provide the people of Massachusetts with a lot of laughter and a lot of memories. So until next time, which is 2 days from now, peace. Take care. Love y'all.